Last time on Dices and Dexes. Adrian, a Blackthorn City monk, Jorah, a budding inventor from Sinnoh, and Desmond, a hiker from Kalos, fought hard and escaped SAR Lumber's complex with incriminating evidence and suspicion of a conspiracy involving Elite Four member Melon. Adrian and Desmond then rejoined Jorah at the Violet City Pokemon Center. Now, our party makes their way to Bell Lake to meet up with their friend and ally, Marissa, Eris, Howell.
Oh boy, I'm nervous, everybody.
It's all right. Everything's going to be just fine. We just have to get these papers out of the way, and then whatever happens after that is fine. We can leave Violet City with our hands reasonably washed of the situation.
Eris is not going to be the hard one to convince of this. She was the one who tipped us off to the lack of a
Audit. The word you're looking for is audit.
audit. Thank you. Sorry, Galarian's not my first language.
My nervousness more comes from the aftermath of this. Melon is involved. No, never mind that. We need to keep going.
Regardless of what happens after all of this, you two need to complete your gym challenge as soon as possible.
Agreed.
Anyways, how far are we from the lake
Regardless.
now?
So, you have been traveling to Bell Lake. You see Eris pacing nervously by the bridge that crosses Bell Lake. She's just got her hand held up to her chin, just pacing down, looking at the ground, with quite a bit of speed behind her step, and she's just literally doing a loop across the front of the bridge.
Jorah is going to walk out a bit ahead of Adrian and Desmond and call out, Eris?
Oh, guys! And she'll jog up to you. She's not full on running, but she's jogging. She's like, oh, I'm so glad you're safe. We need to talk. What happened? We talked yesterday, and then I didn't hear from you, and now I'm hearing news about some sort of break-in at SAR Lumber, and she pauses, gives you all a look up and down. Oh my. It wasn't you three, was it? You look almost as bad as me at the ranger station, guys.
Legally, we had no involvement in what happened. Off the record, and Jorah's gonna lean in a bit closer, we have so much to tell you.
Come, sit down. And she's gonna, drag you guys over to a bench and sit you down, and she's gonna pull out her own bag. You see, she looks like she's dressed for travel, and she pulls out a med kit of a sort, and starts bandaging you all up on your bruises and scrapes from your scraps last night.
Thanks, Eris.
Thank you, Eris.
Jorah's gonna immediately take out what I've printed off. It was the actual numbers and then the halfway completed record, I believe. The halfway completed fake.
Yeah.
Okay, let me write that in my notes because I had a section to write down what it was, and then I never did.
Yeah, you've got essentially a non-SAR audit, just an audit of a different company. And then you have this fabricated half-complete audit based off that first complete draft. They essentially used a different company's audit to try and forge and make one for SAR Lumber.
You well know that the scariest thing you can do is forge paperwork. I'm going to just hand it to Eris. I'll hand both pages, and I'll say, now, this isn't a whole lot, but this is what I was able to find. This in progress page is what I found one of their workers typing up while some events were happening.
And what is this? I'm sorry, my hands are full. I can't really look at anything. And she'll motion to the fact that you're all pretty bruised up. You got kicked down a hallway. Jorah, you especially got then thrown down a hallway. You guys went running through the woods. You had a rough night. You're feeling the aches and the sores.
Right, sorry. This right here, and then I'll kind of shift where I'm sitting so she doesn't have to crane her neck as much to look at it. This right here is a real, actual audit, but it's not from SAR Lumber, it's from some other company. And this is one that I found someone typing up. They were using some other company's audit to base their own numbers off of. As well, I found this. Desmond, you took a picture of this, right? About a year ago, the SAR Lumber policy about lumber quotas?
Yes, I have some stuff in my hat. It's the screenshots of like one policy from a year ago or something that was in archives.
Again, she can't look over it.
I hand it to Jorah.
I will wait for Eris to be more receptive to information, as in not bandaging us.
Oh, she's going to be bandaging you guys for a while.
We also heard a call. It was between Foreman Jennings, someone named Sid, and Elite 4 Melon.
She'll pause for a second. Her eyes go wide. No. No. Hold up. And she'll, like, stand up, hold her arms out, and be like, slow down. Why did you even break in? That seemed like... I know you're all adventurers, but that seemed way beyond what I would expect you all to do. You got badly hurt. Why would you break in?
Pokemon were being badly hurt.
And I'm not going to allow one of my friends to wander into somewhere clearly dangerous if I have the chance to help them.
So it was your idea, Adrian?
Not necessarily.
What does that mean?
Quick question, just because it's been a while. Did B not want us telling people about her?
You can go ahead and make a history check.
We don't have to name drop.
It's a 10.
I leave it to whatever you've noted down.
We met some other trainers who were interested in SAR Lumber. It was kind of their idea, but we're the ones with the information.
Look at you all! Why would you do that? Because someone... What, did you just meet... How long have you known these people?
We met
haven't-
them like 2 days ago
Her jaw drops.
in a dark alley.
Her jaw drops more.
Jorah's gonna just slowly look to Desmond. Hey, Desmond?
See,
Maybe-
I'm not Spanish. Hold on.
Sorry. I just clicked the I'm not Spanish. Alright. Desmond. While... Okay, you're not wrong, but phrasing it like that makes things sound so much worse than they are. And they're already pretty bad. What he meant to say is that we were contacted by this group that also believed SAR Lumber was over-harvesting and overstepping. We found a Centret who had a camera attached to it. We followed the Centret and ran into them. We talked to some of their members, and they seemed to want the same thing that we did, which was prove SAR Lumber is doing wrong.
Remember Pierre, right? On the route?
Yes.
He's involved.
Pierre asked you all to go into breaking into SAR Lumber?
No. It wasn't Pierre. It was someone else in the group.
Someone you've only known for 2 days. Guys, surely you see how... I thought you would be smarter than that. Anyways, what's done is done, but why would you do something so risky just because a stranger told you to? So, tell me about this memo really quick before we talk about anything involving what you heard and what else you found.
So, this was a memo that I was able to find on one of their computers from around a year or so ago. It states, SAR Lumber policy directs the prioritization of meeting lumber quotas. All other considerations are secondary to this mission. Now, granted, it is a little vague, but based on what we saw out there and what else we've learned since then, I don't think it's out of the question that SAR Lumber knows what they're doing is wrong and is purposefully continuing.
Oh my gosh. I know that they source all the lumber for Jodo's construction projects, but that's not subtle. That's practically in the fine print.
Well, It's
It's-
also last night when we were being chased out. My guess is even the Pokemon were catching on. Their Pokemon.
Wait, you were chased out? You were caught?
Almost.
Not very well.
It was dark. They probably didn't get a good read on us.
Oh
Hopefully.
my gosh, they
But the Pokemon, when they were chasing us, I managed to get them to stop chasing us. I called them out on their actions and how far SAR Lumber was going, and the Pokemon stopped in their tracks.
It was very impressive. You had to be there.
She doesn't look impressed. She looks. Actually, everybody make an insight check.
Understandable. Adrian's talking about Adrian things here.
I like how every time Adrian has tried to be like, hey, I know what's going on. I have these special powers. Like, I understand why, but it's just funny out of context.
Because it's true, and it just sounds crazy to everybody.
It's a 12.
And as an 8,
That's a 17.
Mr. 17 and Mr. 12. She doesn't seem phased by what Adrian says. She just looks terrified. Desmond specifically, the more you guys talk about what went on, there is a growing concern on her face, and each time she darts her eyes between the three of you, with clear worry in her eyes.
Look, I'm sorry. This is a lot to throw on you all at once, but this is what's happened.
I'm just glad that you've trusted me enough with all of this, but guys, oh my gosh, what? And she just motions to all the bandages, all of the exhausted looks on your faces.
I know. It was not easy. It was risky.
I'm canceling my trip to
What?
Ecotique. I have to make sure. If all of the things you've said are as serious as you've seemed to make them seem to be, then I have to make sure my friends are safe. Until all of this resolves, where you go, I go.
Okay,
well,
that's what you want. We'll gladly accept your company.
Thank you, Eris. I'm sorry that.
Don't. You have this memo. You said something about an audit. Who was involved? Is the Melon Company involved? I know you mentioned a call. I don't want to talk about the call right now. What's with this audit?
take a look at the comparisons between these two audits. Here's one from some other company. I don't quite remember. And this is the one SAR Lumber was going to put out. Everything it claims, from safety to use, it's completely meaningless. Look, it's even got some of the exact same wording across both of these. And not in the places you'd expect it to be.
This is a sloppy job. No wonder if they brushed it last night, but if they're going to this much trouble to cover all of this up, I just really hope you guys weren't identified. You weren't identified, right?
Jennings did. We actually battled as Conkelder.
Jennings!
We had no
And
choice.
one, but yes.
She, stands up, looks around. You fought with the foreman. I'm not worried if they might come after you. I'm worried they will. Guys! And she's, kind of, biting into her knuckles a little bit. Alright. I can't get distracted here. You said something about a call. Elite Four Melon? And Desmond, if anything, this is the only moment where she has actual disbelief on her face.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Yes.
we don't have any sort of paper documents to prove this because we heard it and I wrote down what I could and I take out my journal and flip to the page that I was on when we were listening to the call. All I managed to get down, the most important things is that they paid off Faulkner's secretary, so he doesn't know.
What? Why would the JPL do such a thing?
This was the call where they were telling them to make the false audit. That's the most important thing, is that Faulkner doesn't know because they paid off his secretary.
Unfortunately, the only evidence we have for this is Desmond's notes and our word. But believe me, Melon picked me specifically to go on this internship. I know the man's voice from anywhere. It was him.
I know his voice too. We work at the same company, Jorah. Gosh.
Eris, be honest with us. Why do you think Melon would do something like this, if he would?
The Melon I know wouldn't. He values improving the lives of people in Pokemon. It's why I work at Melon Company.
Well, it seems recently he's began valuing the Poke Dollar a whole lot more. How else could he afford to do that 90% discount he pulled?
She rolls her eyes at the 90% discount, reminiscing about the chaos at the Violet City HQ. The JPL is involved, and if Melon's involved, what are you all going to do with this information? You went to all this trouble to get it. I'd hate for it to get buried somewhere.
Well, we're going to blow the whistle, I suppose. Anyone who will listen, anyone who will take us seriously, and our friends that we met recently. The ones with the Centret.
No. If the JPL's compromised, if they're paying off Faulkner's secretary, who knows if they've done anything with the police?
What about Faulkner? If they're trying to hide it from him, then maybe they're afraid he'll have the power to do something.
Truth be told, I don't think that's enough. I think you all should do it. As much as I hate the idea, and you might be strangers to most people here in Violet City, but I trust you more than I trust that group you met, and I certainly don't trust the JPL right now, even if Faulkner is a friend.
Look, it's not going to be easy to figure out what to do, nor how we're going to spread this message. The important thing to remember is that we only have confirmation of one member of the JPL, and that's Melon. He's the only one that we know for sure is involved with this. There's a chance that the other Elite Four members, as well as the other gym leaders, had no idea and no involvement. I don't want to throw Faulkner under the bus, but of anyone who needs to be informed, we should probably tell him first.
This is an idea, but what if we don't just stop at Faulkner? Claire is from the Dragon's Den, and she's been pushing back against this modernization for a while, and continues to do so for Blackthorn City's sake. Maybe she'll have some advice if we can get in contact with her. Maybe not advice, but action she can take with Faulkner?
Problem is that if we want to talk to them in any reasonable length of time, we're going to need to use one of those Melon kiosks, and considering how advanced the Melon Company's tech usually is, I don't think it's a great idea to talk about it when that's around. You might want to write a letter and give it to Tusk or Silky and send them back.
That's what I was thinking.
That's a later issue, though remind me to get you a letter.
I'll be honest, I don't know if Claire can get involved. If this is a Violet City issue, if you're going to involve anybody, it would have to be either Faulkner or Elite Four Will. And I understand what you're saying, Jorah. We only have confirmation of Melon, but that's not confirmation that those other ones are safe either.
Are there any
This is true.
newspapers or anything that we could talk to?
Nearest one I can think of is the Goldenrod Times. They're the biggest.
But what if they're also under Melon? After all, Melon Company is based in Goldenrod, isn't it? At least that's where it looked like when I was there.
This is why I think you all should do it.
Well,
So
if
we just go around on the street yelling that SAR Lumber is corrupt? What? How do we go about this?
I don't know, but like I said, I trust you more than I trust anyone else with this information right now, and I surely don't know what to do. I'm worried I'm going to lose my job over this.
I can't exactly say you're wrong to worry, especially if the Melon Company's involved, but sometimes you've got to brave the unknown if you're going to find the truth of a situation. Isn't that what this whole new Johto is about? Innovation? Exploration?
Question is how do we get it out to that many people at once? We need to reach most of Violet City.
Well, no, that's a terrible idea.
Worse than breaking into SAR lumber?
Well, I was going to say we might be able to talk to Sprout Tower, the monks in there, about this, but I'm not sure they'd be willing to listen to us too much. This isn't exactly bringing people back and rekindling old tradition.
Could I make a history check for what kind of role Sprout Tower played in Violet City?
Go ahead.
That's a 12.
Primarily, Sprout Tower was a religious site and a, not monastery, but like a cloister of religious monks. It was never some sort of law enforcement or leadership position in the city, though the elder, whoever it is at the time, is usually, from what you have heard, Adrian, well respected. How well that holds up nowadays, you're not sure.
Back in the day, the elder of Sprout Tower was well respected, but they never took a position in the city officially. And with how things are going there, I don't think that may have held up. It couldn't hurt to ask, though.
We haven't even spoken to Elder Lee once.
I know, that's what I'm worried about.
I'm genuinely trying to think of who we can talk to about this and how we,
Same here.
like,
I would encourage you all to not think so small. That's just a note from the DM. There's more you can do than just, oh, we give this information to somebody else.
I mean, Jorah, is there a way to get it out anywhere? Like on a computer, how they had it? I don't know how all that works.
any computer that we're going to find around here is probably going to be connected to the Melon Company networks. I guess we could try sending something to Professor Rowan, maybe? Not sure what he'd be able to do with it, but it would be something.
But how's he gonna get it out to Violet City? He's in Sinnoh. I mean, largely this is a Violet City issue.
Well, I don't exactly think sending every person in Violet City a spam email of everything we found is going to change hearts and minds.
I mean, what if we make multiple copies and leave them around? People will be bound to open it, wondering what it is, maybe, I don't know.
You're suggesting flyers?
Of a sort, I guess, yes.
Suppose it's not the worst idea. It would get the word out, lots of people could see it, and we could keep things to Violet City. Plus, be harder to trace it back to us, potentially.
It also gets people talking.
That's not a bad idea at all, actually. The problem is, we'll need to find a place to print all of those flyers. I don't think we want to stay up all night hand-drawing them.
I look to Eris. Know where we can print all this?
The Pokemon Center might have something. I don't know if there's an office store here in town. I get most of my stuff from Goldenrod and bring it out here when I have work here.
Goldenrod's a few days' travel. Not exactly an easy trip to make, and I don't think Zephyr's up for that far of a fly.
He may be faster now, but not that fast.
Well, let's check out the Pokemon Center and stop dilly-dallying around here.
Go to places I
Okay,
need to start.
Yeah, my brain's starting to hurt thinking this much.
Eris, do you want to come with, or do you need time to process?
I'm absolutely coming with.
Alright, well, welcome to the team.
She has to make sure we don't do anything crazy.
I have to make sure nothing crazy happens to you, Desmond.
Also, bit late for that, considering, well, you know.
As you all walk towards the Pokemon Center, I want you all to make a perception check.
Oh boy.
Okay,
I'm sure that this is fine.
I'm sure that my low roll isn't gonna come back to bite me.
What do we get?
6.
12.
13.
Mr. 13. You see, peering above you all, as you walk past the gym into the streets and buildings of Violet City, making your way to the Pokemon Center, on top one of those roofs, the glimmer of a camera lens, and a small, brown, fuzzy centret trying to capture your attention.
Trying to get our attention. I look up. Desmond stops walking for a sec, or he slows down. I won't stop. Slows down, turns to look at the Centret. Guys, look up there. I
Oh.
point at Centret.
Oh, wonderful.
It seems like it wants our attention.
It waves at you all.
I wave back.
I wave back.
I want to send out Tusk and Mystic Bond.
I am going to turn to Eris and just say, so Eris, that, and I point to the Centret, is the Pokemon that really started us on this whole journey. And I say Pokemon because the person that did it is currently doing his special powers with Tusk.
What?
At that, Adrian finishes bonding.
While you were bonding, Adrian, and Jorah, while you were talking with Eris, Desmond, you saw the Centret turn around, run off the side of the roof, and scurry down into an alleyway. What do you do?
Guys, I feel like we've better at least go see what's up with Centret before we go into the Pokemon Center.
Time's a ticking. What are you all doing?
Oh, this is so confusing.
We either keep going to the Pokemon Center and do this thing ourselves, or we follow that Centret and give it to them.
Could it hurt to find what they're going to do?
You guys know that you only have a moment to decide, otherwise you're going to lose Centret.
I say we do this ourselves.
They know where
Okay.
they can find. They know where they can find us.
You all ignore Centret and head back to the Pokemon Center. Fairly standard day. The nurse bot greets you all as you return. Hello. Welcome to the Violet City Pokemon Center. How may I help you?
You see
Uh,
Jorah's face visibly drop in disappointment. It's just, one of these days it's going to be a Nurse Joy.
Printer?
We have printing services available down this hallway to the left.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Nurse Bot.
Technically, it's your guys' right. But you go down that hallway. There's a couple lounges, like some food areas here. And there is a little small office area with a printer. And it is, we will say, 50 Pokédollars a page. Not 50 Pokédollars. What would be 50 cents? Yeah, 50 Pokédollars. Yeah, 50 Pokédollars is 50 cents.
Roughly, yeah.
Yeah. So it's roughly 50 Pokédollars per flyer you would want to print out. And there
I've
would
got-
be a computer there, but to be able to throw something together if you wanted.
So I have 210 Pokédollars on me, so that's enough for 4 pages. We're going to need a bit more than that.
I'm broke. I don't have anything.
Do they accept card?
Yeah.
We also need to, see if the wage theft's been committed after our stunt last night.
Well, regardless of if it has or hasn't, Jorah's going to sit down at the computer, and I want to try to make a flyer that is succinct, but also it's like, I suck at words so bad, and yet I love talking.
How about this? Tell me what you're including on the flyer, and then tell me the style you are presenting it in. So information first.
I want to include the memo. I want to include both audits. I think I'll leave out...
Are you including actual pictures of them? Or are you just including summaries?
I'll include... Can I include parts of the audit, just the ones that are, glaringly obvious? Like, that it's faked?
Yeah.
because I only have so much room on a page.
I have an idea if I may be consulted. What if next to the memo that says harvesting is primary above all else, what if we then throw some of those really good photos we took of the field up
Desmond does have photos. You're so right.
We could combine those and paint a story that way.
All right. My next question, I guess, in that case, because I absolutely want to use those pictures now that you've brought them up, Pix. I don't want to overload the flyer with too much. It needs to be just enough to get people to talk about it.
Are you just trying to get people to talk about it or something else?
I'm using talk about it as a catch-all.
It's like a spread awareness.
My brain is fabricating.
I need to know so that I know how successful you need to be.
I'm aware, and that's why I'm trying to put it all together so I can deliver it to you, so then you can tell me.
Yeah.
Include the memo. I want to include the pictures. I would like to include 2 or 3 examples of the audit that are the most obvious. And at the bottom, I want to put in as big of letters as I can reasonably fit. This is SAR lumber.
Okay. What is the effect you would like this flyer to have? Is it just getting people to talk? Is it getting people to be angry? Is it getting people to be sad? Is it getting people to be like, hell yeah, let's go, SAR lumber, woo!
I want people to be upset at the overharvesting, and I want people to speak out about it. So, in general, I want them to be angry. But specifically, I want it to be empowering, but in general, I want them to be pissed that they're over-harvesting.
Unsafely.
And then, before you tell me any sort of roll, I want to burn my inspiration.
Okay. I want to know, Adrian Desmond, how are you helping Jorah? Actually, are you helping Jorah?
I want to help by making sure that... I guess the best way to say is that things correlate. So, like, with the example given earlier of putting the photo next to the memo, having things line up to where it's easily understandable by someone who literally doesn't know what's been going on.
Okay. Desmond, are you helping out in any way?
See, I'd like to, but I mean, I guess.
You'll have to supply the photos at the very least.
Yeah. Desmond writes. He journals. So, I guess giving like layout suggestions.
I was gonna ask, like, maybe Jorah isn't great with words, but Desmond writes, so he's like, what word am I looking for here? In the limited amount of words we have, what's gonna give the greatest impact?
I'd allow that, if that's how Desmond wants to help.
Yeah. Yes, please.
I want Adrian, since you're about trying to figure out, make sure, this is understandable, I want you to make a wisdom check. Desmond, since you're trying to get the right words, I want you to make a intelligence check.
Okay, I'll burn inspiration here too.
Go ahead. This is to see how many more bonuses I'm going to give Jorah when designing the flyer.
12.
And then Adrian, what'd you get?
I rolled a 20.
Okay. 12's not going to be a huge bonus, but I will give Jorah a +1 on this because of your help, Desmond. Adrian, with a 20, I'm going to give Jorah a +4 on this. So Jorah, I want you to make... This might sound weird. I want you to make a performance check for designing this flyer. Add whatever your regular modifiers are on top of the +5 you get from Desmond and Adrian, and roll with advantage because you're using inspiration.
All right, I understand why you're asking performance, so that I do understand. Let's do this. Okay, after all is said and done, we are looking at a dirty 20.
You guys sit back. You all have basically encapsulated your own frustration and anger. You've chosen, Desmond, which of your pictures, what ratings are the pictures that you are offering to this?
The 2 good pictures were 16 and 12.
16 and 12, okay. Do you know what their descriptions were?
I believe the higher one was of like the clearing, like from the like low to the ground perspective of the clearing, looking pretty devastated, and then the less good one was of a like tree stump with a Pokemon nest that was all destroyed.
Okay. Desmond, your photos evoke a sense of loss and grief and destruction. SAR has ravaged Route 36, and they have used government connections to hide and cover up their wrongdoing. On top of that, with the big bold font you have chosen for "This is SAR Lumber," there is a venom and toxicity to the way this is conveyed. Anybody who stopped to read this would certainly have their eye caught, certainly would read at least a little bit, and even if they did not care about the ravaged forest, the broken nest, the absolute abuse of power and governmental connections that the audit has portrayed, it would get a Violet City citizen, at the very least, conflicted. At most, as Jorah so poetically put it, empoweringly pissed. Now you just have to print it.
Jorah's gonna kind of take the hat,
Uh,
wipe sweat from his brow, and just. I think it's ready.
I agree.
It looks great. I'll tap my card on the machine. Let's get it printed.
What if people have questions? How are they going to find out more?
Oh. That's a good question. I'm not going to put my melon bow number on there.
I think I might have a solution.
Uh-huh.
If they want to know more, why don't we send them to Pierre? Tell them to ask about a Centret. At the very least, they get to go walk to a very nice area in the middle of a rather dangerous route, and at best, we garner real, actual support.
That could work, but that would also involve us having to pass along the information to Pierre. Can't exactly answer questions without having the information.
You are right about that.
Could we get a P.O. box?
With what funds?
How would we check it?
That's fair. Did you have something in mind, Eris? Why you bring it up?
I just know that if I saw this flyer, I'd have questions. I'd want them answered.
This is an idea, but what about Faulkner? No, he's too busy. Maybe, I don't know.
If we're going to send people to Faulkner, we'll have to talk to Faulkner ourselves. And last time we didn't make a great impression.
We also didn't have any evidence last time. But now we do.
My brain just harbored a thought.
Amelius?
I wanna bring it up out of character because it might be very dumb. Do we need someone specific to talk to? Because if the goal of this flyer is to get people talking, it would be a much more effective movement if the people of Violet City themselves stood up and spoke out about it. And at the very least, it would probably garner a response from SAR Lumber, even if it's corporate deny. The enhanced scrutiny around SAR Lumber might reveal something.
I think the worry with that is if they don't have someone to go to, they're just gonna pass it off as something that's fake. That's what it could die off into.
I still say we print the flyers while we're here, so we can bring them with us. Then, I don't want to try to track down Faulkner again, especially right before you guys might redo the gym challenge. But, I mean, if Faulkner doesn't believe us, no one's going to believe us anyways, regardless of evidence. Let's print these out, let's track down Faulkner.
All right.
Are we in agreement, or is there another plan someone would like to pitch?
I have no better plan.
Does Eris have a way to contact Faulkner with her working on his flight suit?
She does, yes. Do you ask her about it?
I would. Eris, if we're gonna get in contact with Faulkner, do you have a way to contact him?
I do.
You sound a little hesitant.
I've stated my worries about the JPL.
There is another option that I just remembered. That Pokemon Ranger
What?
we spoke to the first time, back when we had no evidence other than a good word.
You never talked to a Pokemon Ranger.
No,
Never
we never
mind.
called him.
Scrub that from the record.
I have his number. Faulkner did say Andy would believe us, and now we've also got stuff to show.
So, print out the flyers and give Andy a call then?
Everybody to make a history check. Because you guys, I feel like you're going to want it if you're going to call Andy.
21.
20.
16.
The way that Faulkner made it sound is that Andy is no longer a part of the Rangers. He is a former Pokemon Ranger, and he's not heard from him in a while. If that sways your decision on calling Andy.
Gotcha.
Alright, so no Pokemon Ranger. I'm still not necessarily hearing something that's going to have a higher chance of working than Faulkner himself.
I agree.
See, the thing is, like, I don't know if Desmond would really be able to answer that many questions people might have about this. Beyond what's on the flyer. Like, this
Wait.
stuff happened and this stuff is going on.
Oh my gosh, guys!
Yeah,
I
what's
have
up?
an idea!
Alright.
The employee hotline!
What?
We mentioned on the first call with Eris that, yeah, they have an employee hotline for some reason. We could put
So-
the
We
employee
give out the
hotline up
employee
there.
hotline?
So we're gonna game theory FNAF SAR lumber. I
And here's
mean,
the thing.
I don't have a better option outside of Faulkner.
What's the plan, guys?
I think we do the hotline.
I think we leave out the hotline because me as a player, I genuinely don't see how this lines up.
Okay, that's fair. Because then they could also just disconnect or change the number.
Well, that and also, I don't know. I'm sure it's a great idea, but I'm not seeing it. I
Well,
don't see
Eris,
it.
we don't have to track down Faulkner. Eris could call him or contact him somehow.
Yeah, let's print out the flyers and let's have Eris call Faulkner so we can explain the situation to him with evidence.
Calling Faulkner after flyers or before flyers?
I think we do it before, just in case he can't help us. That way we're not just printing his name, and then we have to reprint everything.
Let's do that. That's a way smarter plan.
I'm skeptical, guys, but okay. And she'll pull out her melon bow and she'll doot 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 doot, bring, 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 bloop, and a hollow image of Faulkner. You hear from the background, there seems to be some sort of battle going on. He's like, Tori, take care of him. I gotta take this call. Hey, Eris, what's up, Miss Howell? And she looks to you all. I have some trainers who want to speak with you, Faulkner. Here. And she passes the hologram, the melon bow off to, probably to you, Jorah. He's like, oh, Mr. Fencer. Pleasure seeing you.
Hello again, Faulkner.
Oh, Tori, use, Gust. And he turns back to you.
It's a pleasure to see you again. About the thing we talked about earlier, about a day or so ago, we have evidence this time.
Did this evidence happen to be acquired last night? Perhaps at a certain break-in I've heard rumors about?
I'm not at liberty to discuss.
Kind of furrows his brow. If you want me to take you seriously, you're going to be up front and honest with me, Jorah.
Jorah takes a deep breath, looks to Adrian and Desmond and says, yes, we were the ones. We broke into SIR Lumber, and we found evidence of wrongdoing. We would like to talk to you about this when you have the time.
Make a persuasion check, Jorah.
Yeah, I'm gonna burn a usage or acknowledge.
Describe to me how you're going outside the box to convince Faulkner.
Let me try this for an angle. Faulkner, I'm more than willing to discuss everything that happened with you. I promise I am. but sometimes it takes something like this to bring about greater positive change. With what I found, and I promise I found something very good. Yes, what we did was wrong. However, I believe it can bring about a greater change for Violet City and for Johto as a whole. I'm trying to take the stance of... My brain wanted to say it's The Witcher. You need a monster to take down a monster, but it's more so just like, sometimes you have to do something...
You gotta get your hands dirty.
Sometimes you gotta get your hands dirty. 21.
You needed a 15. Come over to the gym after this battle. I'll meet you outside.
Thank you.
Before you can say thank you, it hangs up as he's like, all right, Tori! And he turns his full attention back to the battle. It didn't seem like a malicious hang up, just a, all right, I gotta get back to my job.
Thanks for telling me about the conspiracy. Tori, use Gust! I'll hand the melon bow back to Eris.
Alright. Let's... Maybe not all the flyers, but... How about just one for now, to show to him?
If he gives us his approval, I want these up as soon as possible. I'm going to put 200 Poké Dollars into the printer,
Okay.
as I would like to make 4 copies.
You make 4 copies, whoop, 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 of the flyers. They're printed in black and white.
Oh, well, I guess public printer.
Yeah.
Better than nothing. We're going to definitely want a few more of these if we can spare it, but 4's a good start.
Is there a way I could load the file onto my melon bow? That way we have it for later if we need.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, cool. The DM just answered Desmond's question. Cool.
We gotta head over to Faulkner's gym now, because
Yeah.
if it sounds like he was handling himself pretty fine for this challenge, whoever's doing it.
Allons-y.
As you all head out of the Pokemon Center, make perception checks.
Yeah.
So that is a natural 1 for
That
a
is
grand total of 2.
That is a 15.
That is a 17 from Desmond. He can see well today.
Adrian, Desmond, you do not see them looking at you, but there is a Violet City Police Department Jeep just on patrol in the area. They're not looking at you specifically, but they are looking around at people.
We should maybe take a back road to get there to the gym. I think cops are out like right now.
Agreed.
Okay.
Is the intent to stealth, or are you just taking a back road?
The intent for me is to stealth.
I'm fine with the stealth check if that's the vibe.
Stealthing will slow you down.
I mean, I was gonna rollerblade.
Okay, so let's just take back roads then.
Alright, yeah, we'll just take back roads.
Okay.
Ain't no way we're stealthing if we're having a rollerblader.
You all take some back streets, alleys mainly, to the Violet City Pokemon Gym. And waiting out there, scruffing the feathers of a large cream-colored bird with red plumage atop, is Faulkner.
Adrian will give a bow. Faulkner?
Adrian, Miss Howell, Mr. Fencer, Desmond.
It's nice to see you, sir.
He flicks each of you in the forehead. That's
I mean, fair.
for breaking in last night. You only have me for a little bit of amount of time. I do have challengers today. And, well, let's just say you should be convincing me pretty quickly that what you did last night was okay. I haven't heard of anything like that since probably all that stuff down in Goldenrod so many, many years ago.
Then let's keep things quickly. Keep things quickly? Bleh. Then let's keep things quick. I'm going to pull out the audits, and Desmond, I need a photo of the memo again.
We printed the memo out. I gave it to you.
Oh, then I will pull out the real audit, the halfway done fake audit, and the printout of the memo, as well as a flyer. And I'm just going to hand it over and say, this is everything we found at the SAR Lumber Complex, and this is what we're doing about it. And the second part is the flyer.
I am going to have Faulkner make a check. He reads over the flyer, the audit, the memo. I can't have you get involved. Jorah, do you have the other flyers out?
I see no reason why I wouldn't.
I need you to make a check for me.
What kind of check?
I need you to make a sleight of hand check contested against Faulkner's as he's going to try and swipe the files from you.
Oh boy.
Because you handed him all the paper.
The
So,
music is telling me that we're in a bad situation.
So this is a 7.
Faulkner got a 9. Jorah, Faulkner and you kind of like scrap for a second, like literally half a second. Faulkner grabs the rest of the flyers and says, I can't have you get involved anymore. Tori, come on, over to SR Lumber. And he's gonna hop on his bird and fly off west.
I want to send out Silky. Silky, use Thunderwave, quickly!
What?
Check does Tori the Pidgeot have to make for Thunderwave?
Con save.
What's the DC?
11.
11 on the die for a total of 12.
Ah!
Tori completely shrugs off the Thunderwave, and with that, flying westward.
What did he mean by we can't get involved? We're going after him,
We need to.
and Jorah's gonna tear off west.
Well, I'm skating to the west.
I'll let Desmond make an athletics check with advantage. Everybody else just make a regular athletics check.
Okay.
And I'll roll for Eris.
Guys,
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
guys,
I'm sorry for the loss of your ankles.
I rolled 2 nat 1s with advantage.
Oh,
gonna
man.
I rolled a 4.
I rolled a 5.
Oh, what did Eris roll? Hold
I hope
up.
she rolled okay.
Hold on. Nat 1 for a total of 6.
Nat 1 for a total of 6. Okay. So far, no one's rolled above a 10 is the problem.
I mean, we are still recovering from everything that happened. So
What did
I guess
Marissa
it makes
get?
sense.
Oh, Marissa only got a 9. Yeah, so none of you rolled above a 10. You all are reminded of your little jog with B the other day, and you're out of breath. Desmond, you're skating smoothly. And then you're skating backwards, and you don't see the trash can as Eris calls out, wait, Desmond, look out! And you just totally get curbed by a trash bin. And you're like, oh, my knees and my back.
Oh, my knees and my back and my neck.
You take 3 damage from the wipeout. Eventually, you will get to the SAR Lumber plot. It is in shambles. There are harvesters blasted onto their side. Racks of lumber cover the parking lot. Some people's cars have been blown partially out of where they were parked. They're not like flipped over, but they've been moved by powerful gale winds. And you see 6 Pokemon in the air and a mass of SAR employees facing them down. Everybody make a perception check.
Oh, Faulkner's fucking pissed.
Oh my gosh. Faulkner, you made me distrust you for a second.
What do we all get?
21.
15.
16.
Easy. You see in the air a Pidgeot, a Noctowl, a Skarmory, a Staraptor, a Gliscor, and a Swanna. Across, you see an Onyx, a Conkeldurr, a horde of Machop, Machoke, Timber, Girder, Patrat, Watchhog. Facing down, Faulkner, who is riding on his Pidgeot Tori, is Jennings. Listen here, pretty boy. You may be leader of Violet City, but that doesn't give you the right to storm in here and throw around our equipment. This is private property and you're trespassing. Leave, now. Along with those burglars you sent last night. And he stares at you all, having seen you come into the edge of the complex. To your guys' left, is the gatekeeper, who's just smoking a cigarette. Sees you all, is like, what? I'm on break.
I don't get paid enough.
Conveniently, the gate is left open for you all.
Yeah, Adrian's
Jorah's-
going in.
Jorah's immediately following afterwards, just Adrian, if you're going to run through that gate, let me come with you this time.
I mean, I was expecting you all to follow along anyways.
Into the deep
Oh
end.
boy. Hold on, Scythia. And I get into my bag. Get in my bag. Stay safe. Go Prismary.
Yeah, you send out Prismary, who here in the bright daylight, his luminescent prismatic feather is specifically orange, with little glimmers of other colors in it. And he just goes, as he sees the sight around him. He seems fierce and ready for a fight.
We have a chance to make the world a better place right now. Let's do it.
Let me see if he hears you and sees you. He does see you. Well, Faulkner will, having heard Jennings shout in your guys' direction, accuse you all of being burglars, will be like, what? What are you all doing here? I told you not to get involved!
Johto is our home too.
This is a Violet City matter, and he turns back to Jennings, and as leader of Violet City, I'm ordering an injunction against Sturdy as Rock Lumber's operations for the foreseeable future. I've been informed of a number of allegations against this company, and if even half of them are true, and he holds the papers that he took from you, Jorah, you are a danger to the people in Pokemon here in Violet City. Ah, fuck off and hold on to your ponytail, gracious leader. Our CEO wants a word with you. And Jennings will hold out a melon bow with a hollow collar function, and a hologram of a stout man will appear floating from the top of the melon bow. He appears in semi-translucent color, not just the regular light blue that Desmond's hollow function and Eris's hollow functions have. Ah, Gym Leader Faulkner. I thought a hotshot like you might overreach like this. If I had to guess, it was likely you who sent those 3 intruders I was informed of last night. Faulkner's just like, what is this, Sid? Well, as you know, I am CEO of Sturdy as Rock Lumber, and if you are going to interfere in our business, simply put, I won't allow it. I would formally like to invoke the challenger's right against you. Adrian, go ahead and make a history check. You would be the only one here who might recognize what this is.
That's a natural 1.
Adrian, you have never heard of the challenger's right. And Faulkner doesn't appear to have either, and he pauses on the back of Corey for a second and just looks confused. Oh, did your father never tell you about that old bylaw? I suppose it's not invoked very often here in Johto, since our leaders are so often very agreeable. But I suppose I'll educate you. In short, it hails from a time when leaders were more than just, well, gym heads and pseudo-mayors, but more lords of Johto. And it would allow a warrior to challenge a leader's decision-making if that warrior felt it went against the interest of their city. It's meant as a check to gym leader power, and if the trainer warrior wins, the leader's decision is vetoed. Some notion of might makes right, I suppose. And Faulkner's like, what? No, we would have been told about that. Well, I suggest you review Johto's ancient laws, and even the bylaws of the JPL. There's a few surprises in there, actually, but this one was a delight for me when I started building Sturdy as Rock up from the ground. I'll not have some bird-brained ladies man wipe out my company on a temperamental whim. If you don't believe me, call Elite Four Will or Melon. Jasmine, even. Faulkner will pause for a moment. We'll pull out a Pokegear and make a call. And anybody who wants to can make a perception check to hear the other voice on Faulkner's end.
Gladly.
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
That's a 17.
18.
That's a 6.
18 and 6, perfect. Everyone but Desmond will overhear a voice that you're not familiar with. It is a man's voice. He says, "Yes, Faulkner? What is it? Things are very crazy on my end, having to look over your city in Cherry Grove and New Barktown down south. Is this something that can wait?" And Faulkner's like, "Look, Will, just give me 2 seconds. What's the Challenger's right? Is this thing real? I've got somebody telling me that it can veto something that I decide." And Will, across the other line, "Yes, the Challenger's right is real, Faulkner. It's not something we invoke very often. We try not to advertise it. If it's been invoked, JPL bylaws state you must agree to the challenge or your gym leader seat is forfeit." Alright. And the hologram down below, Jennings will whisper something towards it, probably something along the lines of, "Yeah, he knows it's real now." Ah, wonderful! So you see, Faulkner, you have to accept the challenge. Fine, I agree. But the battle must be tonight, this afternoon, on the island of Bell Lake. If we're going to challenge each other, all of Violet City must watch. Very well. And the hologram fizzles out. And Faulkner simultaneously bursts off eastward towards the Violet City gym.
I'm running and following.
Jorah's gonna grab your arm. Not yet. Jorah's gonna step forward, and he's gonna lock eyes with Jennings. If this is truly an ancient custom, then there should be no outside interference, correct?
Don't you worry your pretty little head.
Give me your word that you will not interfere. Nothing less.
I'll give you my word that I won't rock slide your sorry asses for trespassing here last night. Now get!
We beat you before, and we can do it again. Any funny business, and no conquilder in the world could save you. And then Jorah's gonna turn and walk.
Okay. Desmond, Adrian, what you doing?
I'm following Jorah.
Desmond will turn and limp skate away.
Eris will follow behind you, Desmond. Make sure you don't fall again.
Mm-hmm.
Challengers.
Prismary
right.
looks kind of disappointed that he didn't get to fight anything, but he's gonna come back and fly by my shoulder.
Oh, absolutely. Prismary glares towards Jack the Conkelder and then flies back to your shoulder. As you all walk off SAR Lumber's complex. A little less violently than last night.
Yeah.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Challenger's right. Ancient law?
Unfortunately, I was studying more modern things. I've never
You'd
heard of
think
this
you'd
thing
have
either.
heard about it, Adrian?
I might have. It may have been something I forgot. You gotta realize, I wasn't going to challenge Claire for her spot until a week and a half ago.
Well, regardless, if the CEO of SAR Lumber's coming to face Faulkner, then he's clearly confident he can win. And I don't trust Jennings as far as Conkelder could throw him. There's going to be interference. We need to be there to stop it.
I agree.
He said
And
that
I
the
know-
battle would take place... Sorry.
And I know just who to bring.
Okay, Mr. DM, because you said both terms, I want to clarify. Is the battle happening this evening or this afternoon?
This afternoon.
How much time before the battle, roughly?
Couple hours.
Alright.
You guys slept in a lot today.
I mean, fair. We have a bit of time before the battle begins. In that time, I suggest we all train harder than we've ever trained. Because if Faulkner loses, for any reason, then everything we just did, the gym challenge is going to be the least of our concerns. Train hard, train fast, and most of all, keep an eye out. There's no telling what they're going to pull.
Where would you all like to go?
I want to go to the Pokemon Center.
You or the whole group?
Actually, yeah, what about the rest of y'all? Because I want to change out some Pokemon, so that's why I want to go there.
Jorah wants to go to Bell Lake.
Okay. Are we splitting the party?
I'll go with Adrian to the Pokemon Center.
You did want to swap Pokemon.
Yeah.
I'm going to Bell Lake. Cole and I are going to get some last-minute training in. Maybe Baskerville too if we've got the time. But be safe.
We will.
I expect
Eris,
to see you.
who are you going to go with?
Why are you all splitting up after you just got vaguely threatened by Foreman Jennings?
Well, the Pokemon Center's close to Bell Lake. I'm just switching out. Gauntlet can climb in trees. I want to see if I can get Gauntlet to climb in a tree so I can have a better vantage point to see.
As a note, geographically, there are not many trees on the coast of Bell Lake inside Violet City. You'd have to go to Sprout Towers side or to the east edge of Bell Lake. To get a good view of the fight, you'd want to be on the south coast of Bell Lake.
Gotcha. Even still, I want to get Gauntlet. Actually, no. I'll stick with Silky and Tusk then. I'll stick with Silky and Tusk for now.
Where are we going, crew? Are we splitting up? If you guys want, you can just swing by the Pokemon Center. You don't have to split the party to let people swap their Pokemon around.
Because, like, my thought is, if we have a couple of hours, it doesn't take a lot of time just to switch our Pokemon out.
Yeah.
That's a very fair comparison. Not comparison. Good point. Let's swing by the Pokemon Center, swap out the Mons, and then we can hit the 0 hour afterwards.
Okay. You all go to the Pokemon Center, you do your swap skis. Who's swapping out who?
I am swapping Tusk for Gauntlet.
Cool.
Do I swap anyone? Busby would love to fight right now, and it's been a whole long time since he's got screen time, but I'm giving up an electric type because I don't want to get rid of Juice. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna swap out Baskerville for Busby.
Yeah, a very shaky Pokeball lands in your hand, Jorah. Desmond, you swapping anyone out?
Guys, Squall needs training, and I don't want to put Prismary away. He needs to see this. The question is, do I bring out Zephyr?
I think we're going to need our best. As unfortunate as it may be, I think swapping Squall for Zephyr might be the best option.
I've always been the type of person where the trainer knows who to bring.
I worry he'll surpass me, but it's too important.
Okay. Swell goes into the box. Your dad suddenly has to deal with a bat. In the middle of the night.
Haha.
A bat, a mouse, and a flower.
Yeah,
Oh, right, it's night in Kalos right now.
I believe so, yes. Yeah, there's about a 8-hour difference, so it's probably like 8 p.m. Your dad's probably having like afternoon coffee or something at a cafe, and then all of a sudden he hears some squeaking by the aviary.
Can I have, like, because this wouldn't have been that hard to do, would I have been able to, like, send Squall with a list of ways to take care of him and calm him down?
Sure, yeah. You send Squall back home with a little list, and you hope your dad gets the memo.
Would I be able to write a letter really quickly just saying, "Hey, this is Tusk." That's his name. This is the kind of Pokemon he is. I have the letter written out because I made it at work today.
Would Adrian take the time to write that letter out, take the paper from Desmond, all of that stuff? Or are you guys going full-on training?
I mean, it probably wouldn't take that long to write the letter.
No, it would take like 5 minutes to write it, so not too long.
Write the letter.
All right. Yeah.
This is
I'm gonna
eating
write
into
the
your
le-
training time. Hee.
I'm willing to accept the terms and conditions.
Cool. You all do your swap skis. You send what letters you do. What are you all doing?
Yeah! We're
Alright.
trying to get some
You go
We're
first.
trying to get some mastery in acrobatics for Zephyr.
Okay. Where are you guys training? So you're all training. Where are you training? Who's training who? How are you training?
I want to try and train arm thrust. I'm trying to train up a move because, like, I'm thinking if I try to like train by like sparring against each other, I'm worried about Pokemon getting hurt.
Where are you training?
We're right next to the center.
You're right
I
next
was
to the
just
center.
gonna go out back where we went
Oh!
before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
there's
you guys
Gotcha.
are right by the
teleporter.
center, you're at the center. That's why I was also confused about Jorah going to Bell Lake to train. Like, why go to Bell Lake?
That was my first thought, but then it's like, well, if the center's right here.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I want to try some sparring training to try and get Gauntlet kind of stretched out, ready for fights that may occur.
Okay. Who is she sparring with?
I want to have her spar. Is anyone volunteering from you guys?
Jorah needs to get command of Busby, so I will volunteer.
Okay, Gauntlet versus Busby.
Okay.
Oh boy.
We're not going to do an actual full-on battle here because we don't have time for that. And training, I
Understand.
want to be a fast thing for you guys.
Fair enough.
If you're looking to get control of Busby, you can try to do that in a battle.
You're high enough level for him now.
Yes, but the difference is he has not used Busby in basically since he KO'd Ghastly. So the issue is not, oh, Busby automatically obeys him. Like, we've got to roleplay that. Busby's not just a mechanic, he's a character.
Yeah.
All right. So in that case,
Hold up. I want to know what everybody's doing before we go into direct stuff. Adrian, you're going to train with Gauntlet. Are you going to bet on training with Busby? Or are you going to spar with somebody else, Adrian?
I'm gonna bet on training with Busby.
Cool. Desmond, what are you doing?
Desmond is going to train Prismary and Zephyr together.
Okay.
Prismary is going to try and train Gust, and Zephyr's going to try and train Agility. It's basically like moving target practice and avoidance and speed training.
I like that. Jorah, what are you doing?
okay, so Busby, very fast, very angry Pokemon, specifically at Jorah. I want to try to get, maybe not mastery, but I want to have Busby use Fury attacks in order to kind of get some of the anger out. Because sometimes you just need to hit something. And during this time, I want to have Jorah, myself, I want to try to mend this rift between us that has always existed. I want to be supportive and I want to be nice regardless of what Busby tries to do. If he lashes out, that's fine.
Is he just doing Fury Attack in the air at Gauntlet towards you? Give me some details. How is Fury Attack helping you actually get control of Busby, who you've neglected for a few days?
So, Fury Attack will be helping me. We're going to be using it against Gauntlet because Adrian's putting trust in Jorah, and more specifically Busby. He's got to work out some of this energy he's been building up, and as he is doing it, I want to see if Jorah can kind of earn back some of that goodwill through not just praise, but also maybe get Busby a bit more comfortable with the idea of taking orders from Jorah again.
Okay. Gauntlet, we're training what again against Busby?
You know what? I'm gonna train for XP.
Gauntlet's just treating this like a regular battle then. Is Busby training a move, or are you training Busby for XP, or are you just training Busby to try and get his respect?
I'm trying to go for respect.
Cool. Desmond, are they sparring for XP? They sparring for moves?
I'm going to say Zephyr's sparring for move for sure, and Prismary will go with XP.
Okay. Anyone who's sparring for XP, roll a d20 plus their level. For anyone who's training a move, roll a power check for that move, and then depending on how successful that power check is, I'll have you do an intelligence check. Jorah, for Busby,
Yes.
I need you to make a command check, since you are just doing this mid-battle. Disadvantage.
Okay, command check. Would it still be a +2, or have the rolls for that changed?
It's always your trainer level.
Trainer level, so +3, and at disadvantage.
Yes, and it's disadvantage because you're trying to make this emotional connection mid-fight.
That is fair. I will hit you with it. Oh, that hurts. All right.
Going from left to right, Adrian, what did Gauntlet get?
Gauntlet got a 5.
Gauntlet's not doing particularly well in her sparring with Busby. She will gain no XP for this training session. Desmond, what did Zephyr get?
Zephyr got a 16.
16, and he was training for a move. That's high enough, which he was training agility, right?
Yes.
Zephyr's going pretty fast with this agility. Dodge and Prismary's... Actually, what did Prismary get?
Prismary got a 6, and fair enough against Zephyr, honestly.
Very fair against Zephyr. It's very hard to hit the Firebird. Zephyr can go ahead and make an intelligence check at normal. Only normal because Prismary's not really doing a lot in this combat to get Zephyr the advantage on this intelligence check. If you succeed, you'll get a mastery mark. So let's see Zephyr's check.
Okay. That's a 4.
A 4. Okay. Zephyr does not get a mastery mark. Don't worry, your training will always have a benefit. I'll tell you all what that is after the training session. Prismary got a 6. Prismary not putting up a whole big challenge against Zephyr. Currently the strongest Pokemon in the party. Not too surprising. Prismary will gain no XP for this training session.
Fair enough.
Jorah.
I got a nat 1.
So Gauntlet, about that whole thing about battling Busby and sparring, it's not sparring. You're having to protect Jorah from Busby as Busby comes out of the Pokeball and is pissed. Make an insight check, Adrian. Jorah, you as well. Adrian, you get advantage on this because Blackthorn Wisdom.
Gotcha. That is a 21.
21. Nice.
Jorah gets a 12.
Jorah, you just assume everything that you normally assume about Busby. I am going to deafen Neon and Captain for a second to talk with Pix.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
Pix.
Yes.
As Busby comes out of the Pokeball and is furious, buzzing, latching out towards Jorah basically immediately, Gauntlet jumps up in front to protect him. You will learn over the course of this combat, commanding Gauntlet, fighting off Busby. Busby's furious. Busby is tired of being controlled by a weak trainer with no respect for him that only treats him like a weapon. He's tired of it. He's tired of being sent across various spaces, never getting to actually accustomate himself to a space. He's furious about being thrown between labs and houses and buildings and different forests and only being there for 5 seconds and then being sent off into a Pokeball to never see the light of day again. He's furious that his trainer treats him like a weapon instead of a Pokemon that just wanted to protect his territory. He's furious that Jorah basically treats him as a wild animal instead of a friend. He is furious about all of these things, and he won't let up. I'm going to unmute the friends now. Does that get the gist, Adrian? Do you get what's going on here?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to roll a Fury attack.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
This is against
That was
Gauntlet.
terrifying.
That is a 17, an 11, a 5, a natural 20, and a 10. How many of those hit Gauntlet?
2 of those.
2 of those. Cool. In total, I'm going to multiply this result by a d4. This is going to be how much damage Gauntlet takes in the battle.
Oh!
As Gauntlet is fighting off Busby, will take 24 damage total over the course of the whole battle. Busby is unrelenting. Adrian, you'll pick up. He is furious that Gauntlet is protecting Jorah here. Jorah, as you're seeing this battle unfold, Busby is ruthless against Gauntlet, as Gauntlet's like having to push you back, Jorah. Jorah, how are you reacting?
Probably not great. I knew Busby would be angry. I did not realize it was this bad. I think what's scaring Jorah the most is Gauntlet is the one that's trying to, like, protect me specifically.
What's Jorah doing? No philosophizing, character action. What you doing?
Oh god, screw it, we're going for it. Busby! You're hurting Gauntlet! If your problem's with me, then hit me!
Make an athletics check, as Gauntlet's going to try and push you away. As Busby does come in for another Fury attack.
That is a 4.
Roll an athletics for Gauntlet if you would be so kind, Adrian.
That's a 12.
Jorah, you get pushed out of the way. Busby's gonna come in for another set of fury attacks. While that's happening, Adrian, you can do your thing.
I'm running up to Busby.
I think all 4 of those hit Gauntlet, other than the natural one.
Yeah, all of those are gonna hit.
Gauntlet goes down from this barrage. Holy shit!
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
Gauntlet's down.
That's max damage on the fury attack.
Oh my
That
gosh.
is literally max damage. Okay.
I'm gonna have... Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Gauntlet gets absolutely decimated here, Jorah, as you make this plea towards Busby. Adrian, what are you doing as your Pokemon goes down?
I'm running over, returning Gauntlet. I want to put my arms around Busby, embracing him. I'm so sorry that this is what you've been going through. I'm sorry I didn't realize it.
Make a Pokemon handling check, DC 20.
That is a 14.
Busby struggles trying to jab towards you, Adrian, but his needle arms can't reach you with you holding him the way you are.
Busby, you're not a weapon.
Doing anything else, Adrian? Also, anybody can react at any time now. I just wanted to get through a series of events
Okay.
with Jorah reacting, then Adrian reacting, and all of that.
Okay. The moment that Desmond notices Busby is loose and out of his Pokeball and also on a rampage, I'm gonna peep my mic if I try and scream. But Desmond screams like a little girl and, like, distances himself as far as possible.
I want to, while I'm holding Busby, yeah, Adrian's gonna get mad here. You have treated Busby like he's a weapon. You haven't tried to bond with him once. You've only tried to feed him honey and snacks to get him to listen. Like a child. When are you going to stop treating him like one and start acting like he's a friend who you actually want?
Jorah just stammers, and the only thing he can muster to say is, I don't know how.
Busby rolled a 18 on the die to break out of your hold, Adrian. You get thrown off to the side.
I get up and I stand in front, and I try to intercept between Busby and Jorah.
Make a dex check to outrun Busby.
Yes, so that's not outrunning him. That's a 4.
He got a 12. Jorah, Busby's right in front of you, and he's rearing up a poison sting. You recognize the attack. What are you doing?
Jorah is not going to move. I feel that he wouldn't be able to.
Okay.
Can I say one more thing to Busby before he tries to do this?
Yeah.
Busby, don't become the one thing you're afraid of being.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, Adrian.
Ooh.
That is a 14.
Not enough.
Oh man, I wish that was a Pokemon handling.
You were off by 1.
I know, it's that negative.
Whoa.
Busby hesitates for a second and then pushes forward. If a bee's eyes could furrow, it would. That's a 19 to hit you, Jorah.
That definitely hits.
Luckily, it doesn't poison you, but you are going to take some damage here.
That is fine.
7 poison damage halved down to 3. As a needle plunges into you, Jorah, a stinger injects some venom into you. Your body is fighting it off, but it still hurts. It might only be 3 damage, but it's not often a human gets injected with poison.
Jorah he takes the sting and looks at Busby with tears in his eyes, and it's crashing into him just how poorly he's been treating him. It is all coming back at once. Every encounter, every joke that we've made, all of it. And he just stares at Busby and just... You don't deserve this. And I'm truly sorry that this is what's happened. If you're angry, then fine. As Jorah opens his arms and just says, it's the least I can offer at this point. Is there an anti-dodge action?
No.
I will make no attempts to dodge if Busby continues to attack.
As Jorah is holding his arms out, Adrian, Desmond, mainly Desmond, since he's not interacting much, are there any reactions? Busby does seem to be preparing another set of attacks.
Goodness. Because Desmond is like the most terrified of this. Can I see if I hear what Jorah said?
Yeah, you can hear what Jorah said. You can hear. Unless
Okay.
Jorah was like whispering under his breath, but it's hard to do that when there's an angry buzzing bee right now.
I feel like he would have
Yeah.
said it. He's not going to be able to hold back emotions right now.
Mm-hmm. So,
You also have Pokemon, remember? You have Zephyr and Prismary. Prismary or Zephyr might react as well. You also have Seethur. Seethur? Seethur.
Sithir.
Sithir. That's the one.
Yeah. So I think Prismary sees something stronger going after something he perceives as weaker. In this case, Busby versus Jorah. And maybe not necessarily getting the context of the situation. She's turn around and try and fire off a gust at Busby, probably.
Okay. I'll have Busby make a dex save, right?
Can Jorah get in the way of
Yes.
Busby?
I'm going to say no. You've already held your arms up. You made your choice on what action you're taking.
Fair enough.
What's the DC?
14 because of the mastery.
He got a 9. So go ahead and roll super effective damage against Busby.
It's also with sheer force.
No sheer force. Sheer force only applies if there's a secondary effect, and there is no secondary effect.
Okay, I understand now.
Yes.
That makes sense.
So if it was like air slash, you wouldn't have the flinch chance, but you'd have the extra damage.
Okay, that's going to be 8 flying type damage to Busby.
Not enough to stagger Busby. Busby's going in with an advantaged fury attack against Jorah.
I wanted to let Desmond do his thing first, but can I try pushing Jorah out of the way? Like jumping so that way he doesn't get hit, but maybe I do.
I'm going to say you have to make a check to move around the gust because it was targeted towards Busby's direction.
Okay.
I'm going to say you have to beat the gust DC. So you have to make a regular dexterity check, and you have to beat DC 14.
Okay. That's a 13.
You nearly do, and then Busby's fury attack connects. 21, 13, 14, 15, 19.
AC is 12, so
All of
I
them
think
hit.
all the ones, yeah.
All of them hit. 10 normal type damage, halved down to 5. As Jorah, again, it's only 5 normal type damage, but when you started your journey, that would have KO'd you just now. You get laid into, Jorah. Absolutely. And at this point, Marissa's gonna step in and she's gonna throw an electro ball at Busby with Sheep. And that's a 17.
I do believe that hits, yes.
That's gonna be another 8 damage to Busby. Busby's still up. He's a very strong Pokemon.
Should I roll damage for what Gauntlet would have done with
Sure, go ahead. Roll a d20. We'll see how many times arm thrust. We'll just see. That's the amount of damage arm thrust did.
19?
Oh, great. Busby starts pouring light green energy off him. It's almost like small bees are pouring off of him. He's in Swarm right now.
Oh, we love Swarm.
He looks incredibly exhausted, but is still like buzzing and huffing in Jorah's direction.
Does anyone have anything they want to do?
He's
Jorah
going to
will
try and
not-
attack again when he gets the chance.
Jorah will not move. This is what happens because kinda deserve it.
Adrian wants to get up and plead one more time, not as Jorah's friend, but as someone who cares deeply about Pokemon, that this is a road that Pokemon should not go down. And I want to try and persuade him that he is hurting, but that we can help. Adrian's going to be this guy, that he can help him through it.
Make a persuasion check. DC 15.
Oh, that's a 15!
Okay. Busby heaving and huffing. Is just gonna slump down onto the ground.
I want to put my arm around Busby. I got you, buddy.
No, he shrugs you off. He doesn't want to be touched.
Okay. Gotcha. I will sit next to him, though.
Prismary goes to investigate.
Yeah, do you want to have Prismary make a check of any kind? Or are you just saying that for RP stuff?
Sure. He'll do insight check
Cool. On the situation or on Busby?
on Busby, because up until now he thought he was just an aggressor.
Cool.
9. Wait. Sorry, not 9. 11.
11. Busby, to Prismary's knowledge, Busby's tired, not gonna attack anymore. Still clearly upset.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty beaten up, too.
I want to
Prismary
Look.
senses injustice and he doesn't like it.
look at Jorah. Remember what I told you the other day, just last night. If you want to bond with a Pokemon, you have to show him your heart. Now's your chance to do so.
Jorah will wipe the constant tears from his eyes. He will slowly approach Busby because, what has just transpired. And Jorah's just going to...
As you approach, Busby, will buzz his wings.
Jorah's going to take another step. And he will say, I have no right to ask for your forgiveness after how I've treated you. If you don't forgive me, then I understand why. But I have made many terrible decisions. If you want me to do better, like I want to, please give me another chance. And I promise I will do my very best to treat you with the respect and admiration and love that I have been sorely missing in my treatment of you. And then I will extend my hand, nothing in it, no gimmicks, no cakes, no honey, just my hand.
I will let you choose. You can either make a Pokemon handling check or you can make it a Charisma check.
We're going to go with Pokemon handling.
DC 20.
Oh boy. That is a 22.
Oh boy, I don't have to name this episode the Beedrill breakup. Oh!
Bye-bye, Busby.
Oh no!
I was seeing how this encounter was going, and I'm like, holy crap, I'm gonna have to rename this episode.
I thought Jorah was about to release him. That's what I thought was going to be the end result of this.
No, worst case scenario, I would have seen if Adrian wanted to trade, because Lord knows he's way better at this than I am.
Busby, as you're taking a step closer and a step closer, his buzzing gets more and more wild, and Prismary's on the sidelines, worried about if another attack's gonna happen, and getting ready to jump, pounce in between. Busby just gets tired and stops buzzing And he doesn't reach out a hand, but he doesn't attack you. He doesn't fly away. He doesn't try to break his Pokeball. He just sits there. And then, after a little bit, doesn't touch your hand, but will, if the Pokeball is out, press the button and go back inside.
Jorah is going to hold the Pokeball, clutch it to his chest, and just break. And he will stare up at Adrian. How could I have been so stupid this whole time? How could I have done this?
There are times where we get ahead of ourselves, like I did with Stantler. I got caught up in the moment, and every time you thought about Busby, you got caught up in the moment, and you weren't thinking about Busby, you were thinking about what Busby could do.
It was different with the Stantler. The Stantler was just a wild Pokemon that you made a connection with. Throwing that Pokeball is a contract that you sign with your actions, and I have done nothing to make good on my end of the deal.
Well, then,
Jorah, are you okay? Desmond has sprinted over to you guys at this point.
Jorah just looks at you, and you can see written as plain as day on his face, he's very much not okay.
Jorah, do you remember?
Desmond's gonna hug him.
You get hugged. Get hugged, idiot.
Get hugged, get absolutely cherished. But
Jorah.
Jorah is... You can find a moment between the sobs.
Jorah, do you remember back when we were on Route 36? We were walking around the woods and we found that bug catcher. And we asked him, or you asked him, I have this Beedrill I caught, but he doesn't listen to me. And I don't know much about bug Pokemon. What can you tell me? Do you remember what he told you?
Jorah wordlessly just shakes his head.
Beedrill are feisty because it has something to protect. Find out what that is.
We caught Busby. We caught him so long ago. That was days of travel. That was before we even thought we could handle the gym.
Jorah, you want to find out how to get closer to Busby, how to make up for your mistake. Find out what it is that Busby wishes to protect. I can't give you the answer on this. No one will be able to. You have to find that through your time with Busby. Like you did with Cola, like you did the other night with Juice. I know you think that I'm better at this than you, at connecting with Pokemon, but we all have that power. And to you, you have connected with Pokemon who don't particularly like you. Cola didn't like you at first, Juice was disobedient for a time, but you connected with them. You learned about them. You let them get used to you. Let Busby have that chance. Because I think what Busby... No. I can't say that.
Jorah will kind of sit up as best he can, once again wipe his eyes, and he'll slowly nod and just say, "You're right. This isn't the first time I've faced hardship with a Pokemon. I have to learn, and I have to try." And Jorah will still clutch the Pokeball to his chest. The sobbing has slowed, not stopped. And Jorah will then look over to Adrian again and... How's Gauntlet?
Gauntlet will be fine.
Right. Of course. There is much to be done. But
You can do it.
No, I can do it.
And we're going to end our session there for tonight.
Hands are cold.
Oh man, that was crazy.
With Faulkner, SAR Lumber, and Busby having lost their tempers today, our trainers are left exhausted, with little time to rest before Faulkner faces down an ancient law known as the Challenger's Right. Only time will tell if SAR Lumber can escape the gym leader's wrath, and if Jorah can cool Busby's own fury too.